unbelievable.
It's a blistering hot night here at Valley Stadium in West Des Moines, Iowa, as the Des Moines Menace close out their regular season tonight against the Chicago Dutch Lions. Thomas Campbell joined here in the booth by Justin Forster. And we're excited to be here to finish out the season. It's been a phenomenal season for the Menace. They currently lead the Heartland Conference. They're already clinched playoff spot, now just awaiting where they will be headed for those playoffs. Justin, what are your overall thoughts on the season, and just how excited are you to see them in the playoffs?
Well, it's a matter of putting the icing on the cake here tonight, getting on with business. The Dutch Lions have come here. There's a reason why they're here. Although they're 0-11 at this point, they're looking to notch up a win. The Menace, they need to take care of business, get the result, win the division, and then think of playoffs.
Menace coming off an undefeated week where they had a win and a draw. That win coming against St. Charles FC. The draw coming at Peoria City FC. We have highlights from that Peoria game right now. Peoria took the early lead thanks to a back post goal where the Menace defense was left exposed. You see the pass right there, and just an open net for the Peoria score. The Menace did equalize, though, early into the second half, thanks to Mark Torellis. He scored twice on the night. We'll show you that second goal coming up in just a bit. See the beautiful ball out wide there. Then he, amidst the chaos of the box, Torellis slotted it home to tie the game up for the Menace. Peoria, however, took the lead late into the match once again, thanks to a brilliant cross. Hoiberg was unable to deal with it. Ball just narrowly crossed the line. Linesman said it went over. Then, with 2 minutes left to play, Mark Torellis hacked down just outside of the box, setting up a dangerous free kick, which Torellis himself would take. And he played it absolutely beautifully into the far corner, just out of the keeper's reach. The Menace finish a 2-2 draw to stay in the lead of the Heartland Conference. Chicago, on the other hand, suffered a 3-1 loss to Riverlight FC. We have those highlights coming up now.
Yeah, all 4 goals were scored in 35 minutes within the first half. Here's the first goal coming up here for Riverlight. Poor defending. Marby latching onto a great through ball, putting it past the keeper. Then the second coming up early as well. Rossi scoring one of 2 goals. Ball played down the far left-hand side. 3 defenders, poor defending there. Rossi making himself available in between the 2 defenders. Then the trick free kick played into Rossi's feet. Great strike past the goalkeeper to put Riverlight FC 3-0 up. Then the Dutch Lions were looking for a comeback. Beautiful delivery, and what a header there from Boombadki to bring them back into the game. But that's what it stayed at. 3-1 to Riverlight on the night.
With that, we will take a short break, and when we come back, we will look at playoff scenarios for the Menace. You're watching Des Moines Menace Soccer on the Central Iowa Sports Network.
Hey, you two. We all want to be winners, right? The winning drive comes from choosing unleaded 88, a cleaner burning fuel made from corn. That way, we all win. Now give me some wins. That's the winning drive. Now let's go get some tailgating snacks.
Hi, Joe the Car Guy, head coach of Westside Auto Pros. When your car is on injured reserve, you want to get it back in the game as soon as possible, so bring it here to Westside Auto. I have the team of experts that can fix every automotive injury, whether it's a fractured joint, a broken part, or if your car just got its bell rung. We'll do a complete physical to make sure your car is game ready for the entire season. So bring your car to Westside Auto Pros and we'll get you back in the starting lineup in no time. Hey, you guys are dogging out there. Move it, move it, move it.
Over 1,300 vehicles on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. If we don't have it, you can build it. Newly expanded service department means we're hiring. See the openings on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. WaukeeChevy.com.
Free Godfather's Pizza begins with the download. Order through my new online ordering app and start earning free pizza and sides. It's easy. Download the Godfather's Pizza online ordering app today. Do it.
Hi, I'm Chris from Fireplace Superstore. Outdoor furniture season is here, and we've got you covered with the best selection in Central Iowa. We're featuring Poly Furniture by Berlin Gardens. Once you've seen the fit, finish, quality, and materials of Berlin Gardens Poly Furniture, it makes everything else look like it was built in somebody's backyard. We also have Iowa's best selection of aluminum, wicker, wrought iron, cushion, and sling. Fireplace Superstore, just west of Homemakers at 109th and Douglas.
Summertime run in the 515. The air's getting thicker, the heat on the rise. Energy's sweet, I got a car we can drive. We got the perfect combination and a whole lot of time. We got a fever, burning hot in the scene. Good times in the city, yeah, we're living the dream. We're running up and down Grand, the love is non-stop. Iowa State Fair is the hottest spot.
Welcome back to Des Moines Menace Soccer on the Central Iowa Sports Network. As you can see on the field right now, the procession of the Stars and Stripes, thanks to first responders and military members of the area. It is Stars and Stripes nights here in West Des Moines, as we have just observed a moment of silence for those military members and first responders. But now looking towards the action on the field tonight, we'll pull up the standings of the Heartland Conference. Menace currently sit top of that. Peoria just behind on 24 points, Menace on 26. Chicago, on the other hand, all the way at the bottom, having suffered 11 losses this year. Certainly out of the running at this point. This will guaranteed be their last match of the year. Not the same for the Menace, and they do still have something to play for tonight. As we go ahead and take a look at the playoff scenarios. Would the Menace win? They would win the Heartland Division title with a win or a Peoria loss or draw. Peoria would win with a win and a Menace loss, or a Menace draw and a win by 3 or more goals. Peoria City tonight is taking on Sueño FC at the same time, so we will have live updates of that game as it commences. But should the Menace win, it will practically not matter at all. And that brings us to the important part, is there's still something to play for, and you're playing a Chicago Dutch Lions team that really just wants to get out of this season, have it be over. They don't have much to play for, but they have the opportunity to play spoiler, Justin.
Yes, they do. But looking at the squad they've come out with, they've got 2 players on the bench, including a goalkeeper, I believe. It's going to be difficult with 95 degrees heat. They traveled in today. The hydration is key here. The upper hand is definitely with the Menace. The Menace should take care of business here at the end of the day.
With that, we'll go ahead and take a look at the Menace player to watch. That player being Mark Torellis. He's in form, scored the equalizing goal, both equalizing goals against Peoria City last week, and he had a lot of expectations coming into the season. He didn't necessarily start off the way he wanted to, but he's surely getting hot at the right time for this Menace squad.
Yeah, look, he didn't have the best of first halves last weekend, but an incredible second half, scoring the tying goal, and then again bringing the Menace back into the game, earning a point on the road with a fantastic free kick, as we saw in the highlight package earlier.
Mark Trellis, tonight's player to watch for the Menace. And with that player to watch, we also have to give a special mention to someone on the bench for the Menace, that being number 5, Charlie Bales, former general manager of the Menace. He's already suited up in a Menace uniform once this year in the Open Cup loss against Union Omaha, and then he took on the Menace in the exhibition match against the ICL All-Stars. Hope to see him get some run later into tonight's game. With that, we will take a short break, and when we come back, we will have starting lineups for both teams and the kickoff between the Des Moines Menace and the Chicago Dutch Lions. You're watching Menace Soccer on the Central Iowa Sports Network.
Hi, I'm Chris from Fireplace Superstore. Outdoor furniture season is here, and we've got you covered with the best selection in Central Iowa. We're featuring Poly Furniture by Berlin Gardens. Once you've seen the fit, finish, quality, and materials of Berlin Gardens Poly Furniture, it makes everything else look like it was built in somebody's backyard. We also have Iowa's best selection of aluminum, wicker, wrought iron, cushion, and sling. Fireplace Superstore, just west of Homemakers at 109th and Douglas.
Right now at DeArmond Ford Indianola, save big on new Ford F-150s. Get 1.9% for 72 months, plus up to $10,000 off MSRP. The game-changing new Ford Bronco with up to $3,000 off, including Conquest Cash. All month long, new Ford F-150s, 1.9% for 72 months, plus up to $10,000 off sticker. The all-new DeArmond Ford Indianola, just minutes south of the Metro. DeArmondFord.com.
If you play soccer, you've got to check out Soccer Master.
For 35 years, they've been the place to get everything you need to train and play your best.
Soccer Master has a wide selection of shoes for players of all ages and all of the accessories you need to be game day ready.
And you can't forget their high level of service.
Soccer Master has all the things you need to play the game and support your favorite team.
Ever have one of those awkward moments when a business disappointed you? You got ripped off? Didn't get what you expected? The Better Business Bureau can help you avoid these uncomfortable situations. BBB accredited businesses are honest, ethical, and reviewed annually by the BBB. Don't experience another awkward moment with a bad business. Trust the ones that operate with integrity. Look for the BBB seal. It's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
These former soccer players from Iowa now operate Kick It Forward. Started in 2012, it's a grassroots soccer organization trying to grow the game. They serve over 1,000 kids each year with soccer programming. They've also helped raise money to place 30 mini pitches in the state. And on top of that, they built a media brand to spread their mission.
Hi, Joe the Car Guy, head coach of Westside Auto Pros. When your car is on injured reserve, you want to get it back in the game as soon as possible, so bring it here to Westside Auto. I have the team of experts that can fix every automotive injury, whether it's a fractured joint, a broken part, or if your car just got its bell rung. We'll do a complete physical to make sure your car is game ready for the entire season. So bring your car to Westside Auto Pros and we'll get you back in the starting lineup in no time. Hey, you guys are dogging out there. Move it, move it, move it.
Great savings on all Chevrolet and GMCs at DeArmond Automotive, Knoxville. New 2024 Silverado 1500 double cab starting at only $41,799. Receive up to $8,500 off a new 2024 Sierra 1500 Elevation and the 2024 Silverado 1500 crew cabs with up to $9,000 off MSRP. Save big now on all new Chevrolet and GMCs in Knoxville, Iowa. DeArmondChevyGMC.com.
Welcome back to Des Moines Menace Soccer on the Central Iowa Sports Network. We are just getting ready for kickoff between the Des Moines Menace and the Chicago Dutch Lions, and we have starting lineups for both squads, starting first with the Lions. Starting for the Dutch Lions, number 2, Cormac Apostolides. Number 3, Diego Gavia. Number 12, Daniel Boyle. Number 14, Eric Kidson. Number 17, Rhea Wilsey. Number 22, Haruka Miyatake. Number 23, Jan Bogdan. Number 24, Oliver Wozni. Number 29, Panawut Bunpakti. Number 30, Sebastian Leon. And number 45, Mason Meets. Starting for your Des Moines Menace, it's a back three consisting of number 13, Marco Manduzio. Number 4, Mason Tassifu. Number 15, Kyle Owen, replacing the injured Max Broughton out for the season. Out wide for the Menace is number 2, Julian Cisneros, and number 27, Hideto Gondo. Midfield trio of number 28, Quentin Blair, number 8, Mark Torellis, number 10, Katlego Mashigo. Forward 2 of number 9, Ali Ramadan, and number 17, Ezekiel Padilla. An interesting starting lineup for the Menace tonight, but also not one where they have to play all of their starting players. They can give some a rest before the playoffs, including number 7, Felipe Diagostini, returning from injury, was not able to play against St. Charles or Peoria. Starting on the bench tonight, but that will give him some rest. And it is just a scorching day here in Des Moines. So it'll be really interesting to see how many subs are used and when they're used.
Yeah, I doubt Felipe D'Agostini will come into the game. He is on the bench. He's not fully fit. He hasn't trained for the last 2 weeks, never traveled to Peoria. Player to watch out for, Zay. Zay's on the bench and hopefully won't get into the game. If he receives another yellow card, he'll serve a suspension going into the playoffs. So managing players here is very, very important. The injuries don't help, but we've got Julian, who's been away on trials, Cisneros back on the left-hand side, Edito on the right in the wing-back positions with Catlego as 6, Quentin Blair and Mark Torellas as the 8-10s. And then up front, Ezi Padilla, who was fantastic coming into the game last weekend, partnering Ali Ramadan. Ramadan likes the ball at feet, and Ezi Padilla will make the runs in behind to stretch the back line.
And speaking of managing players, some new faces for Menace fans, or possibly not new. Number 5, Charlie Bales, as we mentioned earlier, but also number 6, Braden Allen. Allen also suited up for the Menace in their Open Cup loss against Union Omaha, but is a former Menace player and suited up against the Menace for the ICL All-Stars earlier in the season. Another player to watch is Seth Comer. Has only gotten 1 game for the Menace, and that was against the ICL All-Stars. But something interesting to note is that he is only a high schooler playing with these level of players. Certainly a player to watch this season and in coming seasons.
Yeah, Seth actually plays for me at the VSA Rush on the ECNL team. Came in as a training player. He's been very, very committed. He knew the expectations coming in here. I'm proud of the kid. I'm glad that he's been given an opportunity, not just an exhibition, but to be on the bench. And you never know, he might be a player that comes in later on in the game.
We are underway here. Ball quickly over to Miakte. Cisneros. Manduzio. Mashigo.
Menace is set up in the 3-5-2 system.
Ball in behind. Was in for Cisneros. Gunpakti running that down. Owen gets the early foot on it. Menace has been a very patient team this year. They don't give up a lot of mistakes in the back. They tend to play very controlled. That ball taken away. In for Padilla. Padilla the shot. The save from Meets. Right back, Ramadan. Unable to find the target. 2 early shots for the Menace. Less than a minute into this game.
Good ball played in there from Ramadan into Ezi Padilla. Great run off the shoulder of the defender. As you see this again coming up. Dispossessed here in the midfield by Ramadan. Great ball played in on the second touch. Padilla under pressure. Goalkeeper Meets, manages to dive to his left and save it. Ramadan could have done a little bit better with the rebound.
Meets with the first goal kick of the day for the Dutch Lions. Already a minute into this game. Torellis. Padilla in a foot race. Miyatake will let that fall out of bounds.
As we saw in the highlights from last week, the Dutch Lions conceded 2 early goals. They could have conceded an early goal here. The Menace need to capitalize on chances like this, especially in those areas this early in the game.
Ball just pinballing around the Dutch Lions box, cleared away. Owen to Mashigo. Stolen away, it's Kitson. Kitson has a break. Mashigo drags him to the ground. A dangerous free kick incoming for the Dutch Lions.
Kitson showing some great skill there on the right-hand side. Just spinning and turning Menduzio. And then fouled by Catlego Mashigo, giving away a free kick.
Be Boyle on the free kick, or not Boyle, Wozni on the free kick for the Dutch Lions. Ball in. And that will just go across the head of Apostolides. Early chance for the Dutch Lions to potentially play spoiler here.
Well, that was poor defending on the Menace end. They didn't drop in time as the free kick came. It was a great ball played in, just lofted and bent in behind the back line with 4 players unmarked. They should have done better. The Dutch Lions should have taken a chance there. Could have been one of the chances, an opportunity this early in the game. Under 5 minutes we've had.
Chances for both teams already. All at the feet of Tatafu. Gondo. Padilla. Going to Tatafu. Menace not forcing anything early. To Gondo. Torellis. Mark Torellis taken down there by Sebastian Leon. Leon dropped very deep in for a left winger. Now a dangerous opportunity for the Menace. They've been incredibly dangerous off free kicks all year, and another chance here.
Yeah, with the Menace playing in their 3-5-2, the short one is on here with Torellis stepping in here to support. But Sebastian Leon has to drop in as they're playing in a 4-3-3. So the 2 wide forwards, Sebastian Leon and Kitson, will drop it into the midfield to form a 4-5-1 defensively.
Blair, ball in, headed away. Out to Catlego Mashigo. Mashigo in, looking for Blair. Blair keeps it in. Blair. Ball in, Torellis the shot. Still with the Menace.
Gavio with the block there as Torellis struck that ball. It was a good block, right place, right time. He drove it well. It could have gone into the bottom corner. Just going back to the organization on defending the free kick on the edge of the area, there were 3 blue shirts that came through. Could have scored, didn't. Just something at these early stages of the match, the focus, the concentration is very, very important. And getting the ball wide for the Menace is also going to be part of the key today in today's game. Wide, getting it to the byline, cutbacks, getting numbers in the box to finish through Hideto and on the right-hand side and Julian Cisneros on the left-hand side.
Yatake. Ball's all the way back to Kyle Owen. Now Torres. To Gondo. Gondo looking inside, dispossessed. Miyatake. Ball in. Was looking for a Boone Pakti. Foul behind the play committed by Ezekiel Padilla. Gives the ball right back to Chicago Dutch Lions.
Boone Pakti scored the goal, the only goal in the 35th minute last week against Riverlight at Riverlight. So he's proved that he can score goals. He was with a header. He's good in the air. Just there before the free kick was given away, I feel Hideto, I'd like to see him take on the defender down the line, get to the byline. He's quick. I'd like to see him use his pace in those areas.
Ball out there for a Menace throw-in. Gondo to Tatafu.
The overload's on our near side here. Tatafu could have played it in there. Now it's in because Ezi Padilla came in short.
Ramadan. Out wide for Gondo. Gondo looking to play the ball in. It's a foot race. Padilla unable to get there. Means able to meet it on the end line. Menace have been so dangerous out wide this year, whereas Chicago has been very vulnerable out wide. Something to watch through the course of this game.
Extremely good pace there, but well covered there by Ketleka Mashego in the midfield.
Yeah, we'll see attempting to bring that forward for the Dutch Lions.
I'd like to see the Menace recirculate the ball, keep shifting the back line of the Dutch Lions.
Gondo into Padilla. Padilla slid in by Apostolides.
well
Out for
played
Menace
by
corner kick.
Apostolides, coming through, just managing to slide in there. It was a good ball played in by Hideto and for Ezekiel. Padilla, good defending though from the captain.
Quentin Blair out wide to take this free kick. Will be an outswinger from the right footer. That has been incredibly dangerous from free kicks and all set pieces throughout the course of this season. Blair. Just off the head of Kyle Owen. It's all the way out for a throw-in as it just snuck around the corner flag.
Yeah, with the sun beaming down in Kyle's eyes, he just managed to get a glance at it. Love to see an in-swinger from this side and the far side, just putting it onto the goalkeeper just to see how he'll deal with it.
Ball headed forward by Boyle. Way back to Owen. Menace in a very high block, very characteristic of this team throughout the season.
As the Dutch Lions are just sitting in behind the ball, waiting for the opportunity to win the ball and counter-attack as quick as possible. We've seen that in Eric Kitson on the far right-hand side. And the Dutch Lions aren't moving. As you can see, the Menace are trying to pull one or two players out of position to play it to the spare man. That was unnecessary from Menduccio, but he does well. He had to win the ball back.
Menduccio for Padilla. Cisneros. Torellis. Into Ramadan. Ramadan leaves it off. Torellis. Blair. Blairin. That shot, Ezekiel Padilla adds to his total for the season. The Menace already leading 1-0, giving them a clear foothold over the Heartland Division title.
Started from Mark Menduccio giving the ball away, then immediately winning the ball back. Great combination here from Torellis to Ramadan into Padilla to finish off. He's thriving right now. He's played well last week to gain his start this weekend. There he is, rewarding everybody, his teammates, the management, for a goal.
Padilla, one of those players earlier in the season who felt like he couldn't buy a goal, has gotten a few onto his total late in the season, finding form at the right time like many of these Menace players. Just about to get re-underway. Menace lead 1-0 after just 11 minutes played of this first half.
Menace goals scored in the 11th minute of the game by number 17, Ezekiel Padilla.
Gavi over to Boyle.
But it was the quick interchange of passing. When to play quick and tight spaces, the quick 1-2s and combinations, as Hideto is absolutely scattered there by
Leon. It's his second foul of the game from Sebastian Leon. Second more dangerous foul he's given up.
The third one, he's got to be careful. He's lucky he didn't get a yellow card on that.
Owen to Torellis.
Hideto with acres of space here on our near side.
Ramadan. Menduccio. Let's switch the field with Tatafu. Hit Gondo. Ezekiel Padilla.
Just being patient in possession, shifting the ball now that the Menace are 1-0 up. No rush. Enjoy the ball while you've got it. Let the opposition do the running, tire them out.
Cat Lego Machigo.
The half space runners on there, but Torellis opts to go in short.
Menduccio. Back to Kyle Owen. Menace, not really any intensity, but they also aren't making mistakes. And in a game like this where you just need the win, already being 1-0 up, that's not something where you have to do is force that kind of ball that could lead to a counterattacking mistake.
Yeah, right now there's no need to. They've got to wait for the moment. You slow the game down, shift the opposition, wait for the moment when it's on, for example, the goal, then you'll speed up play as quickly as possible. That's when you get the opposition shifting off guard, running off shoulders, just like what they did there with Padilla scoring. It was a great combination. Started from Menduzio into Tereles to Ramadan. Ramadan first time, there was all players involved there as you see. Tereles closing down.
All in from Hidetto, Gondo, Korback, Apostolides in there to make the tackle. Out for a Menace throw-in.
Apostolides has been busy with the block earlier on, the header out there. He's captain of the Dutch Lions here on the night.
Hidetto into Tereles. Tereles driving in. Slots it back. Can't find the feet of Ramadan.
Good pressure there from Tatafu. See how high the back three are as well. Tatafu's as high as possible, closing down the space.
Chicago there with a chance to break, unable to capitalize. Now with Tatafu. Fu into Hidetto. Hidetto Gondo. The ball in. Dealt with not wonderfully.
Tereles does well there.
Mark Tereles has been all over the pitch tonight, winning balls away.
The only thing there, the ball was played in by Hidetto. There was only one player in the penalty area, Ramadan.
With Ramadan into Padilla. No, Cisneros for Blair. Blair winds up and hits just wide from Quentin Blair. Massive opportunity for the Menace to double their lead. Just 15 minutes into this first half.
From the throw in there on Cisneros, receiving the ball from Ramadan. Lots of space, not closed down. Quentin Blair creates a space off his first touch, left foot just going past the post.
Mason Means seemed to know his post there as he did not give a real effort at it, but he guessed correctly.
Well won there by Tatafu. There's a challenge that's gone.
Padilla goes down, looks to be appealing for the foul, doesn't get it, but is down holding his shoulder. Looks in quite a lot of pain. He is back up, will be interesting to see. Looks like he will stay in the game.
Just a challenge from the center back. Apostolides.
Nothing vicious there, just Apostolides a little bit bigger of a player.
If you remember rightly, Leroy and Zaguzzi on the road when the Menace beat the Dutch Lions 5-0. Had 2 fractures in his spine. He's recovered well. He's back working the tackers, the business he owns. As it looks like another foul there.
To be a card coming out. Will it be Sebastian Leones? No. Appears the referee has put the yellow away, but Sebastian Leone committed another foul just before that. I could not see who that was.
That's my point. Is that's the third one. The second one was malicious. Should have been a yellow card. Now this is his third.
That foul looked to be on Daniel Boyle, but just before that, the foul on Leone. Surprised not to see yellow card come out of the ref's pocket.
And that was on Tatafu.
Quentin Blair to take this. A dangerous position, Blair. Headed away by Boyle.
Wasn't a good free kick. Ramadan does well there to pick up the pieces.
Now Mashigo, Blair.
There's no width on our near side here.
Back to Hidetto. Hidetto, the ball in. Looking for Tatafu. Met by Manduziot to Padilla. Padilla. Able to get it in. Just muscled off the ball there. Out for a Dutch Lions goal kick.
On the free kick, Hidetto goes into the back to prevent the counterattack because Kyle Owen and Menduzio stays back. Kyle Owen goes forward. just to replace the players there. But the thing is, that ball comes out. Hidetu's on the ball. Someone has to, the nearest player has to create the width for the Menace on the near side, which is the right-hand side.
Played over the top, intended for Kidson. Falls out for a Menace goal kick. You see a lot of jerseys in the stands here at Des Moines Menace games. Two that I'm noticing are Lamine Yamal jerseys, the Spanish youngster who has sprung on the scene. I'm sure they will be watching tomorrow as Spain takes on England in the European Championship final. As long as later tomorrow night, Argentina takes on Colombia, Copa America final. Should be a great day of football worldwide.
Always loved those days. Yep. Lamine Yamal is a special talent. He's 16 years old. But there's German law that if you're under the age of 18, you've got to be home in bed by a certain time. And it's the truth. So you might get substituted earlier. So that might benefit England. Obviously, Spain are the favorites to win that match. But we've seen some miracles throughout the tournament.
Back to the game at hand. Tatafu now. Played in Cisneros.
Got lots of space ahead of him.
Cisneros driving.
Ramadan should have rotated out wide as Cisneros came in to the space. Just the movement to create the space possibly for him.
Cisneros the cross. Dealt with poorly by Bogdan.
Who's holding his groin right now. Left groin.
Managed to get it out of bounds. Quick throw for Ramadan. To Torellis. Cisneros.
Cheeky bit of skill, shifting the ball from left to right.
Torellis in for Hideto. Hideto Gondo flicks it on. No one there. Tatafu lines up the shot, and it's off. Several Dutch Lions appeared to come off Apostolides last. I'm sure Mason wants that goal for himself, but likely to be contributed to Cormac Apostolides. That took several deflections before finding itself into the back of the net.
As we see this, header from Hidetu, shot coming in, like pinball there in the penalty area of the two defenders, Mayataka and Apostolides. Was that going in? Mason wants that goal. Should we credit him for the goal? I think statistics will give it as an own goal to Apostolides.
It's one of those goals as a defender and as a keeper, you never really want to give up. It's just unfortunate when the ball bounces that way, but when you're the Menace and you need a win, going 2-0 up and increasing your goal advantage compared to Peoria is something you'll gladly take no matter how you get the goal. Menace lead 2-0 after 20 minutes. Goals coming just about 10 minutes apart. So that is a trend we see. I'm sure the Menace would love 9-0 with goals coming every 10 minutes.
But also being safe as far as positioning themselves offensively. So defensively, when it's balls lost in an area of the field, to win the ball back, I think just as long as they're playing to the principles of the game. Within the methodology presented by the coaching staff, Troy McCarroll, Austin Gochner. On the far side, they want to come through this match here with unscathed, with injuries, and at least get some fresh legs in the second half. The key of this game here would not be to concede.
They didn't concede against the Dutch Lions the last time out. A score as big as the one I mentioned earlier would not be too far out of the question for Chicago. Their biggest loss coming against St. Charles FC, losing 8-1 in that game.
I'm not surprised by that result, just how dynamic St. Charles are going forward.
Gondo now. Edo Gondo sneaking past a few defenders. Now with Ketlego Mashigo. Mashigo ball in for Padilla. Headed away by Mayatake.
Mayatake just leaping in the air there.
Now with Cisneros. Cisneros cutting through. Cisneros the shot. Blocked away by Apostolides. And it's back into Ramadan.
Actually looked like Padilla got in his way there and hit him on the back of the heels. See, just as long as the players here for the Menace, I call it, I want to get in on the action. Just be patient, play your position, do the simple things right, take players on when you need to.
Cisneros playing pretty farly out of his left wing back position there. Over on the right side in the area, the right wing back, Hideo Gondo, got a shot away. It was blocked. Whether it was Apostolides or his teammate Padilla is uncertain. Apostolides now to Meets. Cisneros gets the head on it with Blair. One sent out wide by Gavia.
Player down here on the halfway line for the Dutch Lions.
Only 3 subs. That is not something you want to see. You are the Chicago manager. Haven't quite seen the number of the player down yet.
It's Eric Kitson.
Kitson, who had the early run, threatening the Menace's goal mouth. One of their faster, more dynamic players, not someone you want to lose this early into the game. It's also not a night that you want to make a substitution just 25 minutes in when you only have 3 subs on the bench.
I've no doubt he'll be all right. Actually, was he?
We are just about to get back underway. Rest whistle goes. Cisneros back to Manduzio. Now with Tatafu. Hideo Gondo. Torellis, Gondo.
Great combination there.
Yeah, to Mashigo. Mashigo looked like he wanted the shot, slots it in. Blair out wide for Gondo. Kyle Owen loses it.
Just took his eye off the ball.
Kidson almost there. Take it away and start the counterattack. Menace maintain possession though. Gondo. Edo Gondo managing to keep it. Looking for Quentin Blair. Pins balls around now with Ramadan. Ali Ramadan dispossessed.
Had the option to his right hand side with Hideo with the overlapping run. Could have, should have played the ball earlier.
Jan holding on to it.
Torellis just using his left hand there just to pull the attacking player down.
Early foul. First foul of the game from the Menace.
Sebastian Leon.
Apostolides standing over this free kick along with Daniel Boyle. Apostolides switches the field. Ball played in from Wozni. He wanted a runner, couldn't get it. Now with Owen. Farthest back in their own half the Menace have been in quite some time. Tatafu. Ball in, looking for Cisneros. Will find him over the top. Cisneros has space. Cisneros cutting in. Cisneros leaves it for Mark Torellis. Torellis the shot. Couldn't keep it down. No real challenge from Mark Torres to Mason Meets goal mouth.
No, it's just a matter of hitting the frame. Force the goalkeeper to make a save. Meets, who's obviously been the busy of the 2 keepers here tonight. Cisneros cutting in. I'd like to see Cisneros take his defender. Take Wozni down the line. Cuts in. He's been very, very predictable so far.
Boyle winning that away after it pinballed around. Now back to Carvalho. Enzo Carvalho's first touches of the night. with Owen.
Good movement from Quentin Blair just out of the picture into the space there between Waze and Bognan. Bognan was occupied by Ali Ramadan at the time.
Owen, Manduzio, now Cisneros. Torres. Padilla. Shigo in behind for Hideto Gondo. Gondo keeping it in off the touchline. Gondo hacked to the ground. Ref plays advantage. Late whistle there after the advantage comes to nothing. A dangerous free kick for the Menace here, but Hideto Gondo is still down after that rough challenge.
Hideto Gondo was sent flying. As you look at this, again, just manages to get his right boot to it. Late tackle coming in there, goes flying. Out of the picture, I see Marco Menduzio come trotting across with his magic left foot. We've seen some goals from him so far this season from free kicks within around the penalty area.
Seen some absolutely brilliant goals from Marco Manduzio. We'll see if he has another one in store here. Manduzio dealt with well by Mason Meents. Marco Manduzio just looking to go low as he has before.
We've seen goals from those angles before from Manduzio.
Wozni leaves it for Gavia.
Dutch Lions haven't really tested the Menace with any form of attacks.
Miyatake dispossessed by Blair. Blair keeps it in. Blair racing against Sebastian Leon. Leon pull of the shirt, no call. Blair still with the ball. Cutting in.
Leon gave up.
Blair back post, wonderful save. Mason Meents not quite dealt with yet.
But again, Leon pulling his jersey back. Quentin Blair carried on. It is a caution. It's his fourth offense so far. Still off the hook.
Cisneros looking in for Blair. Menace attack comes to nothing. It was one of the more dangerous looks the Menace have had tonight, but Mason Meents did well to undercut that cross. Menace had a runner wide open on the back post, and they're right back to it here. Ali Ramadan dispossessed there by Boyle with a poor touch. Meents under pressure. Miyatake. Miyatake finds Wilsey.
Good piece of skill there from Wilsey. Just managing to keep Katlego Mashego at bay.
Wilsey for Leo. All the way back to Miyatake.
Poor pass there.
Pastelides looking for Bunpadki. First time the Dutch Lions have really controlled possession at all during this match, and we will now take a hydration break, which is very beneficial for the players, and it will be very beneficial for the Dutch Lions as they are low on subs tonight, and it is incredibly hot here in Valley Stadium. I can only imagine what the temperature on the turf is like right now.
I was down there earlier prior to the kickoff, and I was standing in the shade, and it was absolutely blistering hot. The sun was belting down on us. Still managed to keep the tie on, minus the sweat. It's perspiration, as we would say.
It gets hot here in the booth in Valley Stadium, but we've trucked on. We've done it throughout the season, and we'll do it one last time tonight during the regular season, and potentially in the postseason, should the Menace go through. The first two sites of the Central Conference postseason being at Peoria City and at Flint City. We are just waiting to see where the Menace will go for their first and second round matchups.
That would be the goal. Obviously, to take care of business in the playoffs and bring it back here to Valley Stadium, leading into the national championships, but still a long way to go. Lots of games to be played. Got to take care of business tonight. Make sure players stay healthy. I think that's very, very important. The Menace had their hardest training session, longest training session with a high intensity on Thursday. it's going to taper off now through the duration of the season and depending on how far they go.
The playoffs leads to something interesting here in the USL 2 is weekends where you would have one game now turn into two should you win, usually playing on Friday and then either on Saturday or Sunday. And that is where in this July and August heat in the Midwest, those games can get taxing on players, and that's why squad rotation is so important. Something Troy McCarroll has really done an excellent job doing is finding players to fill in and making sure there's no drop-off from your top 11 to the guys that you have to bring on when someone gets hurt or someone gets tired.
Yeah, going back to the schedule of the playoffs, so next Friday, should everything pan out, it could be the Bavarians from Wisconsin. They would play at 3:30 in the afternoon in Peoria, but they get the grass field fresh. The second game is after that at 7 p.m. Looks like it's Thunder Bay and Peoria. And then the final, apparently, is going to be in the heat of the day at 1:30 in the afternoon, which will take its toll. Whoever plays first gets the extra rest and recovery. And then, obviously, for whoever wins it, it's planning for the next round a week later.
Peoria, obviously a familiar foe for the Menace at this point, played them several times. But then you look at Thunder Bay, an even more familiar foe, but a foe of the past, a foe that the Menace does not play regularly anymore. I remember growing up coming to Valley Stadium and seeing them play Thunder Bay almost every season, so it would be interesting to see a matchup between those two teams once again.
Yeah, they had the matchup last year in the playoffs. Menace coming back in the last minutes of the game. Thunder Bay had an incredible game, changed the style they used to play. Same head coach, brought in an assistant coach that ran in the sessions. Definitely saw a change in style and the way they played, and did cause problems for the Menace. The Menace taking it to overtime and winning 3-1.
We're back to the action here. Hideto Gondo free on the end line. The shot from Ramadan. Ramadan slipped before getting up to take that shot and just didn't quite have the power on it that he wanted. No trouble for Mason Meents.
I think he was brought down just off the ball there. He is complaining. I was trying to see that out of the picture. It was a good ball played in by Gondo.
Menace win the ball right back on the Rowan. They'll just reset to Kyle Owen, and they've done that a lot tonight. They're not trying to force anything or worry about giving up a counterattacking goal to Chicago, which they've been very vulnerable on the counterattack this year. Or at least vulnerable to the extent the Menace have been, as Gondo plays that ball in, dealt with well by Apostolides. But back to what I was talking about, the Menace not vulnerable defensively a lot this year, but when they have, it's been on the counterattack and it's been against the run of play.
Silly mistakes. When you play three at the back, your wing backs have got to cover. Also in the midfield, if it's just 1-6 against good teams, you can get punished when the 10s and the 8s are pushing forward. So it's tracking back, a lot of tracking back. It's playing within your roles and responsibilities.
Quentin Blair out to take this corner kick once again. Another outswinger coming from the right footer. Blair in. Tatafu, the flying scissor kick off the body of a Dutch Lion. Still in Blair now. Torellis the cross. Headed away by Apostolides. The way back, Kyle Owen unable to get a proper foot on it all the way back to Mason Meents, but Mason Tatafu got up for that ball. Unfortunately, hit the chest of a Dutch Lion.
That would have been an absolute beauty if it went into the back of the net. Well connected, great technique.
Boyle in for Boonpakti.
It looks like it's going to be offside. As
flag not raised as the Menace gain possession. Shigo Manduzio into Ramadan.
It's a poor ball from Ramadan.
Taken away by Wilsey. Ball in for Boonpakti. All the way back to the hands of Enzo Carvalho.
Quality of the layoff's got to be much better than that.
And Duzio. Ramadan.
Lucky the ball played through for
Cisneros
wasn't a
in
good
behind
one.
for Blair. Blair is free. Blair cutting it back across. Hideo Gondo makes it 3-0 for the Des Moines Menace. Thanks to the brilliant run from Quentin Blair, getting in behind the defense as he cut that back. It was one touch for Hideo Gondo. Not a lot that Mason Means could have done about that as we take another look.
Just like I was saying, the cutback so dangerous. The timing of the run there from Hideo Gondo, absolutely perfect finish. Side-footed into the opposite corner there of Means, putting the Menace 3-0 up. But also coming from the mistake of the bad pass, the game opened up. Worked in the favor for the Menace after a poor ball from Kitson played through to Boon Pakdi. Play went on, and then they were exposed on the counter-attack with the Dutch Lions. But what a fantastic goal, great technique. If you're a kid watching this, I hope you're learning.
Lots of kids in the stands for the Menace as they bring a lot of youth soccer players in the area to this game. And despite the incredible heat here, it is a mostly full Valley Stadium, a Valley Stadium that will become a fortress should the Menace host the second leg of the playoffs, as it has in the past. Hostilides loses it there.
Did well to win it under pressure there from Padilla and Machego.
Ogdon will just clear that all the way down the field.
Yeah, they're
relieving pressure.
Looking for something to happen. No real style or pattern of play for the Dutch Lions. Just hoping to get through this. Another great ball played through.
And Duzio looking for Padilla. Mason Means out to meet it. Miyatake. The Boyle. Boyle looking over the top for Kitson. Kitson beats Manduzio. Just wide, trying to flick it over the head of Enzo Carvalho.
Manduzio's angle was good. Just it's going to be a difficult one for Kitson to wrap that around, as he was forced wide here by Manduzio. Good ball played through. Manduzio just doing enough there. Not great technique there from Kitson. Maybe he was looking for the Des Moines Society there, sitting in the stands.
We've seen that speed from Eric Kitson several times tonight. That was his first opportunity of the game, but Marco Manduzio did well to cut the true angle off. Gondo back to Torellis. Machigo. Manduzio. Cisneros cutting in. Loses it to Gavia.
You want to keep defenders guessing. Is he going to go inside? Is he going to go outside? Will he stop the ball, play it back? Change of speed as well. Like to see that added to Cisneros' game.
Tatafu. Manduzio. Tatafu in. Now at the feet of Quentin Blair out wide to Hideo Gondo. For Torellis. Quentin Blair. Hideo Gondo, the ball in. Mason Means does well. Almost fumbled that out of his hands as Ezekiel Padilla was waiting in the poacher's position.
Gondo looking to wrap that ball around the corner into the penalty area. It looks like we're going to have a change here. Is that Adam on the far side for the Menace to come on before halftime?
Cisneros giving chase. Now with Gavia. Gavia loses it to Torellis. Torellis in for Ezekiel Padilla. Padilla doubles his total on the night. Makes it 4-0 just before the stroke of halftime. Ezekiel Padilla, a brilliant shot off of the pass of Mark Torres. Nothing that Mason Means could do there.
Good pass in here from Torres. Padilla with a touch, slightly eluding him to the right, does ever so well with two defenders sliding in and beating the goalkeeper with a thunderous strike into the back of the net. Claiming a second on the night. Padilla is on a hat trick now, putting the Menace 4-0 up.
First half brace for Ezekiel Padilla. He was slow to start in the first half of this season, but has quickly come on and earned his starting role, certainly tonight, with the 2 goals. Substitution waiting for the Menace. That will be Mark Torellis coming off, replaced by number 11, Adam Abu Hamidi.
Abu Hamidi, Adam, getting his chance here tonight.
Hamidi to be going forward, sending Ali Ramadan back into Torres' position. Tatafu with the foul there, taking down Sebastian Leon. It'll be interesting to see the amount of added time in this game with the 4 goals and the hydration break.
Ali Ramadan has moved into the midfield with Adam Abu Hamidi going up front. Mark Torellis going off, just resting legs now, just before half-time. It's a good decision in the coaching staff, and Troy McCarroll on the far side.
Certainly a decision of we'll keep Mark in there until the game is really in hand to lead us through that time where anything could happen. But now that it's 4-0, barring a miraculous comeback from the Dutch Lions, the Menace have full control of the Heartland Division and now need to coast for the remaining 45 minutes of this match.
Yeah, I'm sure puts everyone at ease on the Menace end. It's great for fantastic for the crowd here, putting on a goal display of great technique, as you see Gondo.
Gerardo Gondo leaving it for Padilla. That shot, Quentin Blair, and it finds its way into the back of the net. Mason Means will be very disappointed with that. Thought he should have had it. He got a touch to it, but it still finds its way into the back of the net.
But again,
Blair with the goal.
Hideta with all the space in the world on this side. What a lovely ball played in. Padilla looking for his hat-trick, pops up, poor defending, and there's that man, Quentin Blair, on an assist already tonight, scoring the 5th goal for the Menace on halftime.
Unfortunate for Mason Means, as it looked on that replay that he didn't see it until the very last moment and just unable to touch it wide, pushed it right into the bottom corner. Goal for Quentin Blair to make it 5-0 before halftime. That 9-0 scoreline that I mentioned earlier does not seem too far out of the question if the Menace keep this attack up.
Great technique there on the volley, right foot, perfect technique.
The fourth official has indicated there will be at least 3 minutes added to tonight's first half.
3 minutes of added time in this first half with the 5 goals and the hydration break. Mason Tatafu. 2 in. Padilla leaves it for Blair. The feet of Leon.
Good
Leon
tackle.
dispossessed. Here comes Padilla. Leon hacking down Ezekiel Padilla, and surely that will be the yellow card. And it is for Sebastian Leon.
I can't believe Leon is even complaining there. He's been let off 4 times before, and he's complaining about the yellow card. Honestly, he should have been off a long time ago, to be honest with you.
Had a very dangerous tackle from Sebastian Leon, just swiping at the feet of Ezekiel Padilla. We saw a similar tackle to that in the United States loss against Panama. That was a red card, and I'm a little bit surprised that it wasn't there, seeing the fouls that Leon has already committed.
Absolutely cynical. I mean, the fact that he's only just received the yellow card now.
Blair out to Padilla. Padilla, the cross, back post, Owen. Leaves it for Tatafu.
Tatafu showing some great skill there.
Leo Mashigo now. All in, looking for Marco Manduzio, just over the head and out of bounds for a Dutch Lions goal kick. Not a lot of time left in this first half. Probably not enough time for either team to get an attack, as just a little over 20 seconds left in the added time. Means the goal kick.
Well won there by Quentin Blair.
That brings us to the end of the first half here between the Des Moines Menace and Chicago Dutch Lions. Menace lead 5-0 thanks to some brilliant goals. We'll have highlights and more when we come back. You're watching Menace Soccer on the Central Iowa Sports Network.
Save on all new Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Rams this spring at DeArmond Automotive, Knoxville, Iowa. New 2024 Ram Quad Cab 1500 starting at $41,990. Up to $12,000 off on new Jeep Gladiators. New 2024 Grand Cherokee Limited only $45,990. And 2024 Ram Crew Cab 2500s only $52,990. DeArmond Automotive, Knoxville. Located just minutes from the Metro.
Hey, you two, we all want to be winners, right? The winning drive comes from choosing unleaded 88, a cleaner burning fuel made from corn. That way, we all win. Now give me some wings. That's the winning drive. Now let's go get some tailgating snacks.
If you play soccer, you've got to check out Soccer Master.
For 35 years, they've been the place to get everything you need to train and play your best.
Soccer Master has a wide selection of shoes for players of all ages and all of the accessories you need to be game day ready.
And you can't forget their high level of service.
Soccer Master has all the things you need to play the game and support your favorite team.
Welcome back to Des Moines Menace Soccer on the Central Iowa Sports Network. It's halftime here between the Des Moines Menace and the Chicago Dutch Lions. Menace lead 5-0 thanks to 2 goals from Ezekiel Padilla, a goal from Mason Tatafu, a goal from Quentin Blair, a goal from Hideto Gondo, and some very good goals tonight, and a goal that Mason Means will want to forget, and a goal from Tatafu that was maybe an own goal. We'll give it to Mason. He deserved it, especially after pulling off the thunder kick just minutes later. That was unfortunately blocked, but Menace 5-0 now in firm control of the Heartland Division here in the USL 2 Central Conference. And now the important thing is, where will they play for playoffs and who will they play? And also when. So as you mentioned in the first half, they'll likely be going to Peoria, which is a grass field. Playing on that grass field first is important, but also there's a lot of heat in this July summer, and playing during the day, it gets incredibly hot, and that's where team management comes in and squad management comes in. So if you're Troy McCarroll, what are you doing for the rest of this game to get your team ready for that first playoff game?
We saw Torellas come off at 4-0, then the 5th goal was scored. And I think it's very, very important now that players are rested. You'll see the players. I think all these subs will come into the game at some point to finish off, and key players will be rested. I don't see Felipe D'Agostini coming into the game. He needs to be rested. As you can see with some of the retaliations that are going on the field, especially on our near side with Dion. He picked up a yellow card. He could have been sent off 3 times in that first half, to be honest with you. A little bit of leniency, or less lenient from the official today. Obviously, looking at the bench of the Dutch Lions, have 2 or 3 subs. Obviously, looking to save them for later on. I feel there might be 1 or 2 subs now at halftime, or they will come streaming in around the 60th, 65th minute for the Menace. And not a special guest, but a legend of the Des Moines Menace, Charlie Bales, sitting on the bench there, can absolutely ping a ball with his right foot on a sixpence. You name it, where you want it, and he'll put it there. Thomas, you know that from the days you used to watch in the stands. He tells a story about when he traveled. He used to travel 2 hours from from Cedar Rapids to come watch all the home games here for the Menace, and he played for them. He's gone to playoffs. He's come very close, but I tell you what, in his first year as a general manager, he won the national championship.
He's brought a lot to this club, and we can only thank him for his efforts, including those made earlier in the season in the U.S. Open Cup. As the Cup's winding down, and the Menace obviously knocked out earlier, but he gave a heck of a fight to professional side Union Omaha with a squad that he really had to just make up from scratch, because a lot of these college players weren't done with their seasons yet. So we had to gather players from Des Moines, and then he had to gather players from everywhere around the country, including a few MLS players, including former U.S. international Sebastian Cleiston and former Sporting Kansas City legend Roger Espinoza. So Charlie Bales has done a lot of things for this club. He's on the bench tonight, and we hope we get to see him. And personally, I hope we get to see a goal from the former GM. It would really cap off this wonderful 30th season that the Menace have had.
I think we are going to see him. He's got a jersey in his hand. As you see him maybe in the picture, yeah, you can see him on the far side. He's got a jersey in his hand. Looks like he will be coming in. That's my guess from what I'm seeing right now.
Another special guest for the Menace tonight. We mentioned it a little bit in the open. Number 6, Braden Allen, who played several years for the Menace. He also played against the Menace in that ICL All-Stars exhibition game. And he also played in the U.S. Open Cup for the Menace, helping them to win their first-round game. And then, unfortunately, they came up just short against Union Omaha. So hopefully they get some run in this final home game of the regular season. A home game which the Menace have absolutely dominated in. And with that, we will take a quick break. You're watching Des Moines Menace Soccer on the Central Iowa Sports Network.
Hey, you two. We all want to be winners, right? The winning drive comes from choosing unleaded 88, a cleaner burning fuel made from corn. That way, we all win. Now give me some wings. That's the winning drive. Now let's go get some tailgating snacks.
Hi, I'm Chris from Fireplace Superstore. Outdoor furniture season is here, and we've got you covered with the best selection in Central Iowa. We're featuring Poly Furniture by Berlin Gardens. Once you've seen the fit, finish, quality, and materials of Berlin Gardens Poly Furniture, it makes everything else look like it was built in somebody's backyard. We also have Iowa's best selection of aluminum, wicker, wrought iron, cushion, and sling. Fireplace Superstore, just west of Homemakers at 109th and Douglas.
Great savings on all Chevrolet and GMCs at DeArmond Automotive Knoxville. New 2024 Silverado 1500 double cab starting at only $41,799. Receive up to $8,500 off a new 2024 Sierra 1500 Elevation and the 2024 Silverado 1500 crew cabs with up to $9,000 off MSRP. Save big now on all new Chevrolet and GMCs in Knoxville, Iowa. DeArmondChevyGMC.com.
Free Godfather's Pizza begins with the download. Order through my new online ordering app and start earning free pizza and sides. It's easy. Download the Godfather's Pizza online ordering app today. Do it.
Iowans are working hard, but high prices make it even harder to keep food on the table. Record numbers need help. Your neighbors, your friends, your community. Stopping hunger starts here.
Hi, Joe the Car Guy, head coach of Westside Auto Pros. When your car is on injured reserve, you want to get it back in the game as soon as possible, so bring it here to Westside Auto. I have the team of experts that can fix every automotive injury, whether it's a fractured joint, a broken part, or if your car just got its bell rung. We'll do a complete physical to make sure your car is game ready for the entire season. So bring your car to Westside Auto Pros and we'll get you back in the starting lineup in no time. Hey, you guys are dogging out there. Move it, move it, move it.
Ever have one of those awkward moments when a business disappointed you? You got ripped off? Didn't get what you expected? The Better Business Bureau can help you avoid these uncomfortable situations. BBB accredited businesses are honest, ethical, and reviewed annually by the BBB. Don't experience another awkward moment with a bad business. Trust the ones that operate with integrity. Look for the BBB seal. It's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Welcome back to Des Moines Menace Soccer on the Central Iowa Sports Network. There you see former Menace GM Charlie Bales warming up, potentially coming on as a sub in this second half. But before we get to that, we have highlights from the first half here between the Des Moines Menace and the Chicago Dutch Lions. Menace Ramadan leaves it off. Torellis. Blairin was just slotted in by Quentin Blair, putting it past Mason Means. Does well. No issue with the strike whatsoever. That was early, just 10 minutes into the game. And then 10 minutes later, possibly an own goal from Apostolides, but we'll give it to Mason. A brilliant shot there from Mason Tatafu to make it 2-0. Goals calmed down for a while, but then Quentin Blair sneaking around the outside, found Hideto Gondo. Gondo no trouble with the one-touch shot past the foot of Meents. Make it a 3-0 game. Then later, the pass from Torellis. Padilla doubled his total on the night with a thunderous strike into the back of the net. Make it 2-0. He's on a hat trick. It'll be interesting to see if he comes back in this second half. Then a brilliant goal from Quentin Blair, putting it past Mason Means. Didn't look like he saw it until the very last second. Padilla almost had his third there, but it fell to Blair, and Blair did very well with it. So we see Victor Hoiberg warming up, likely to be replacing Enzo Carvalho to start this second half. Hoiberg and Carvalho have been on and off starter this season, and really it's probably still a competition to see who gets the start come playoff time, as they have both done very well. Carvalho's certainly had his wonderful games, including against St. Charles when he scored a penalty. But Victor, on the other hand, has had his wonderful games. Both are very solid. Justin, if you could pick, well, I'm not going to make you pick one here, but how important is it for Victor not to give up a goal in this second half if he wants to win that starting job?
I think both goalkeepers are very good. They have their strengths. Both of them offer different variety to the game. Victor Hoiberg's very good with his feet. Enzo Carvalho, great shot stopper, and also very good in the air. They have a lot to offer. Competition's still up for the playoff starting goalkeeper position, but that's all coming up next week.
With that, we will take our final break of halftime, and when we come back, we will have the second half kickoff between the Des Moines Menace and the Chicago Dutch Lions. You're watching Menace Soccer on the Central Iowa Sports Network.
Hi, Joe the Car Guy, head coach of Westside Auto Pros. When your car is on injured reserve, you want to get it back in the game as soon as possible, so bring it here to Westside Auto. I have the team of experts that can fix every automotive injury, whether it's a fractured joint, a broken part, or if your car just got its bell rung. We'll do a complete physical to make sure your car is game ready for the entire season. So bring your car to Westside Auto Pros and we'll get you back in the starting lineup in no time. Hey, you guys are dogging out there. Move it, move it, move it.
Over 1,300 vehicles on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. If we don't have it, you can build it. Newly expanded service department means we're hiring. See the openings on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. WaukeeChevy.com.
Free Godfather's Pizza begins with the download. Order through my new online ordering app and start earning free pizza and sides. It's easy. Download the Godfather's Pizza online ordering app today. Do it.
Iowans are working hard, but high prices make it even harder to keep food on the table. Record numbers need help. Your neighbors, your friends, your community. Stopping hunger starts here.
Welcome back to Des Moines Menace Soccer on the Central Iowa Sports Network. We're just about to get underway here in the second half between the Des Moines Menace and the Chicago Dutch Lions, and a few changes to be made by each team, including 3 for the Menace coming into the game. Number 5, Charlie Bales, making his return in a Menace uniform, as well with number 6, Braden Allen, and number 25, Seth Comer, coming into the game for the Menace for the first time in a regular season match. Players they are replacing have not quite been seen yet. It's to be another change for the Menace, which will cap them off at their 5 substitutions. Enzo Carvalho being replaced by number 1, Victor Hoiberg, in the net for this second half. We mentioned that before coming to the break. Both keepers still fighting for that starting spot come playoff time. Very important not to concede a goal here tonight for the Menace. Menace 5-0 in front, in very firm control of the Heartland Division. However, in Chicago, Peoria is tied with Sueno 1-1. That match likely doesn't matter with the current result in Des Moines. Hamidi to kick the ball off for the Menace to get this second half underway. Looks to be Julian Cisneros and Hideto Gondo, both replaced. Gondo replaced by Braden Allen. Cisneros replaced by Seth Comer. Looks to be Marco Manduzio being replaced by Charlie Bales in the back, moving Mason Tatafu over to the left.
Seth Comer going in at wing back, making his debut for the Des Moines Menace in the Heartland Conference. Did play in an exhibition game earlier on in the season. He's been at training, committed, worked hard, as you see he's on the ball here, making sure he gets his first pass in. He was extremely excited at training last night for the opportunity. And of course, great to see Charlie Bales.
All played in for Seth Comer. Comer dispossessed by Wozni. Substitution for Chicago Dutch Lions, Caden Simpson comes into the game in the net, replacing Mason Meents. Comer ball in for Abu Hamidi, falls to Ezekiel Padilla.
Good ball in there from Seth Comer.
Padilla, back to Ramadan. Ali Ramadan! The Trivela from Ali Ramadan makes it 6-0 just a minute into this second half. A brilliant goal there. Ali Ramadan hitting it with the outside of his right foot, the Trivela. 6-0, Menace lead.
Absolutely fantastic technique there from Ali Ramadan. No pressure on the ball. Padilla did well there. Look at the amount of time and space he had there just to bring the ball onto the left, using the outside of his right foot into the far corner, eluding the new goalkeeper coming in the second half, Caden Simpson.
Pakti plays it back with Wozni. Don to Wozni. Dispossessed by Abu Hamidi. Adam Abu Hamidi. Some fancy footwork, lays it off for the goal scorer, Ali Ramadan. Katlego Mashigo. Ramadan. Back to Kyle Owen.
So Seth Comer will be excited by that. He was a part of it in the initial phase of play.
Braden Allen, his first touches of the game. Back to Owen. Owen in for Allen. Allen heads it on. Quentin Blair can't quite get the foot on it he wants. Falls to Comer. Comer just being shielded by Wozni, out for a Dutch Lions throw-in. Weird. Boonpakdi just can't keep it in. Menace throw-in on the near side. Now with Charlie Bales. Out to Allen. Allen working against Sebastian Leone. Allen in for Blair. Blair. Seth Comer. Seth Comer in. Can't find the feet of Ezekiel Padilla. Dutch Lions now on the break. Looking for Kidson. Kidson's got some speed. But Kyle Owen beat him in the race to the ball.
Good ball played in there by Seth Comer. Cut back. There was no late run into the penalty area, although massive run there from Quentin Blair into the half space, creating the space.
Braden Allen hacked down in a dangerous position. You mentioned it in halftime that Charlie Bales got quite the foot on him, possibly could see him come up for this free kick. Looks to be Blair standing over it still.
He looked at Troy McCarroll. McCarroll pointed to the halfway line and said, listen, get back there. We know you've got a right foot. We know you can score goals. There will be a time in this game where I think Charlie Bales will have a ping.
Blair, the outswinging free kick incoming. Quentin Blair dealt with well by Simpson. He just bodied to the ground. Bogdan shields it out of bounds, out for a Dutch Lions goal kick. Well, we're only 5 minutes into the second half, and the Menace have been on the attack all of those 5 minutes, including a goal from Ali Ramadan. Ramadan getting the start tonight and getting a goal that he has been desperately needing to open up his tally.
Seth Comer, 17 years old, plays for the VSA Rush, ECNL. From Cedar Rapids, the same area as Charlie Bales.
Boyle. Get off for Miyatake. Miyatake. Ford was looking for Boonpakdi to make a run. Finds itself at the feet of Victor Hoiberg. Now Kyle Owen.
Just puts his foot on the ball just to try and attract some pressure, put players out of position.
Kyle Owen. Ramadan back to Tatafil. Wide Seth Comer. Comer sliding the ball in, looking for Abu Hamidi.
Didn't quite connect the pass, the right weight on it, although it was deflected out for a throw-in.
Tatafil switching the field over to Charlie Bales. Bales, deep ball in for Ezekiel Padilla. Padilla
there's the
brings
pass
it down.
we're talking about.
Padilla looking for Braden Allen, out for a Menace corner kick. Likely will be Quentin Blair to take this. He's taken every single one tonight from that right side of the field. It will be him again. Menace have been threatening on those corner kicks, but haven't been able to get a shot on target yet tonight.
Goalkeeper's gone down.
Holding his ankle.
Claiming that
he was stepped on. He's focused over at the
Abu Hamidi, I
Free
think.
kick on the sideline.
What he was claiming.
Keeper back up. Blair to play the outswinger. Ball in, dealt with well by Boyle. As far Miyatake. Now Bales back in for Blair. Blair cutting down the line, gets past Miyatake. Blair, end line. Apostolides does well to clear, just colliding with Quentin Blair as he was running down the end line out for another Menace corner.
Great run there by Quentin Blair.
Quentin Blair did well to get down the end line, cause trouble for the Dutch Lions defense, as he's done many times tonight, including setting up the earlier Hideto Gondo goal. Blair now another corner. In, looking for Ramadan. Padilla back in. Tatafu with the volley, coming after the whistle. Did come off the head of a Dutch Lion.
Decision brought to you by our friends at Vision Park Family Eye Care. Vision Park Family Eye Care proudly serves Central Iowa with quality eye care.
The Dutch Lion did not appear too happy with it. That looked to be Olive Wozni, who was hit with the Mason Tatafu shot coming after the whistle.
Just going back to that Quentin Blair run, hitting the byline, just getting caught there. Could have been worse. He landed slightly on his neck. Luckily he got up, and luckily for the Menace, they don't need injuries. Leading 6-0 at this point of the game. And now it's just a matter of formality and seeing the game out. But the other game at 1-1, I believe, were the last we heard.
Quentin Blair, one of those mid-season additions to this Menace team, and has been an instant player, whether it's off the bench or in a starting role. Now, Kitson was running onto it, but Victor Hoiberg deals with it for the first time tonight. Bad ball, Bunpakti. Dispossessed there by Ramadan. Dangerous play from the Menace. Allen, the ball in. Looking for Abu Hamidi, and Abu Hamidi commits the foul there. Dutch Lions showing more threat than they have throughout the rest of the game. Some substitutions to be made here for the Dutch Lions. Walid Kahora and Adam Daniel coming into the game.
Two substitutions for the Dutch Lions. Entering the game, number 20, Adam Daniel, along with number 26, Walid Chora. Exiting the game, number 3, Diego Gavia, along with number 24, Oliver Wozni.
Oliver Wozni coming out of the game, along with Diego Gavia. The last of the available substitutions off the bench for the Dutch Lions. Miyatake switching over to this right side. Played through by Kitson. At the feet of Quentin Blair. Blair, a nice turn there. In for Khmer. Here, leaving it off for Ezekiel Padilla. Padilla just losing it out of bounds. Play getting a little sloppy for the Menace, but the game 6-0 in hand.
Yeah, change of momentum as well. The subs made at halftime, which needed to be done. You got to take off some critical players. Well played there from Adam, just picking up the pieces.
Blair leaving it off for Ramadan. Now Ketlego Mashigo.
Just a nice bounce pass there. Abu Hamidi.
Ailes leaves it off for Allen. Allen looking in for Abu Hamidi. Abu Hamidi leaves it off for Ramadan. Back to Blair. Mashigo finds Bales out wide.
as the Des Moines Society, every time Bales gets the ball, they want to see him out wide. They're pinging a ball in with his right peg. They know what he can do. They've seen it in the past, and that should be a free kick, but play on.
Play on the shot. Abu Hamidi. Brilliant save from Caden Simpson, though. Touching it just wide of the post. Adam Abu Hamidi looked like he had the goal, looked like he had slotted it.
It was well played there from
the bottom
referee.
right corner.
With the late tackle here on Padilla, but look at this piece of skill. Abu Hamidi creating the space on his right foot. Again, the defenders could have got there quicker. Goalkeeper did really well there. Simpson just tipping the ball to off his left fingers round for a corner.
Blair to take it, another out-swinging corner. Blair for Ramadan. Out to Charlie Bales, though. Be a foul or a handball called in the box going the other way for the Dutch Lions. That was the chance for Charlie Bale outside of the call in the box to send ones towards the net. Leon on a yellow, pulled down there by Braden Allen. Kick taken quickly, looking for Kidson. Hoiberg does well with his head.
Would it be an offside if Spies, the AR, on our near side here, raising the flag at the right time. Hoiberg in the right place as well. As you recall, in the first game of the season against Peoria, the judgment of the Lions. What a great ball there from Bales.
Ball in for Allen. Braden Allen running onto it. Just touched out of bounds. It's touched out there by the substitute, number 26, Waleed Chora.
And that's going to be a corner, 7th corner, feels like more. There goes Charlie Bale stepping up to take the corner.
All right, fans, you know what I'm going to say. Stop those feet, make some noise for this Menace corner kick.
Charlie Bales can certainly ping one in. Bale, the driven corners.
Look at that ball he just played, and you see the spin on that.
Swinging in. Looks like it will go out for another Menace corner. Doesn't look like Charlie Bales will be making the trip over to the other corner. It will be Quentin Blair coming in to hit the in-swinger here for the first time all night.
All right, fans, there's a young man down at midfield wearing a 23 on his green jersey who knows how
Probably
to
going
make some noise.
to ping this one into the far post. Menace not committing too many players forward from the back.
Blair, the in-swinger, dealt with well by Caden Simpson.
Yeah, Mishigo, Koma, and Allen, all three players on the halfway line. As the Dutch Lions in transition had 2 players out on the far left-hand side and now near right-hand side for the counter-attack.
Osney ball played in, looking for Unpakti, only to the feet of Katlego Mishigo. Mishigo just holding it now with Blair.
Yeah, this is right. Play some short passes. Don't want to ping the ball into space and chasing again. Keep possession.
Ball in from Mishigo.
Well defended there on the far side.
By Adam Daniel. Now at the feet of Abu Hamidi. Hamidi taken down. Ref says play on, and it rolls out for a goal kick. Didn't look like a lot of contact there against Adam Abu Hamidi.
Didn't look like it from up here.
One of those cases where you see the arms go up, and that's pretty characteristic.
There were appeals from the bench for a penalty, but went to no avail as the referee decided, no, it's going to go for a goal kick here for the Dutch Lions and Simpson.
Ball pinballing around. Owen does well. Now with Boyle.
Nice piece of skill there from Boyle to bring the ball down with his right foot.
Looking to get it forward. Out for a Dutch Lions throw-in. Miyatake to take this. Miyatake for Boyle. Boyle selling it to Chora. To Daniel. Daniel, the ball in, looking for Bunpakti. Ref says off the foot of Kyle Owen. First corner of the night for the Dutch Lions incoming. Will be Sebastian Leon to take this.
Leon with an in-swinger. Far side, right foot.
Leon. Off the head. A brilliant save from Victor Hoiberg against Cormac Apostolides, but not done yet. Sebastian Leon cutting in. Leon dealt with well by Tatsufu. To Miyatake. Miyatake resetting it in. Apostolides unable to get a proper foot on it.
And that's going to be offside, but what a save there from Hoiberg.
Cormac Apostolides.
Look at this in-swinger coming in from Leon. Hand goes up. Benton, near post. Flicked on Apostolides. Point blank save there from Victor Hoiberg. First save of the game so far.
That initial shot coming from Daniel Boyle fell to the feet of Cormac Apostolides. Victor Hoiberg just doing exactly what's asked of a keeper there when an attacker's right in front of your goal net. Just get big, and you almost have to guess and hope that the ball hits you. And that's exactly what he did. Brilliant technique from Victor Hoiberg.
Make yourself as big as possible. Make the goal look small. It's point blank. Apostolides went for power, rightly so. Question the marking there in the penalty area on the 6-yard box. But Victor Hoiberg to the rescue. Obviously, the goal is not to concede a goal. Even though you're 6-0 up, I think it's very important. The Menace come out of this game without conceding, and that does Victor Hoiberg a wealth of confidence as well with that massive save there. Enzo Cavallo had nothing to do in the first half.
Victor Hoiberg already had a more interesting half apart from the save than Carvalho had. And you mentioned how important it is to not concede because you're going to face a lot of good attacks in the USL too, especially in the playoffs. And going in with defensive momentum is incredibly important because all of these teams, they're in the playoffs for a reason. They have a solid attack and they have a solid defense.
Yeah, and like you said, there's a reason why they're there. I mean, you've got to compete in your division, and now it's just a matter of meeting the top two from the opposing division to win out your region, and then go on to the national quarterfinals and semifinals. And on the other end, you've got in the quarterfinals, you've got Flint City, you got Fort Wayne, who have been absolutely fantastic. DeMarcus Beasley is part of the ownership there. He's done a fantastic job out there. You know, so there's lots of teams in it. It's great to see the Bavarian United as well from Wisconsin. RKC were here last year, losing to the Menace in the semifinal, the first matchup.
Ball pinged in from Charlie Bales. And for Seth Comer, headed out of bounds by Miyatake. Now for Mashigo. Mashigo out to Bales.
He was looking at the pass in there to Braden Allen, but the cover from
Lego Mashigo pinging one in. Ezekiel Padilla. Padilla manages to keep it, but Miyatake wins it away. Now at the feet of Ali Ramadan. Ramadan taken down in a dangerous position. It'll be interesting to see who comes up to take the free kick for the Menace here.
As this game's prolonged, the Dutch Lions have gone into a back five with 4 in the midfield and 1 up front. Just had the one chance from the corner conceded by Kyle Owen. Great save by Hoiberg from Apostolides.
Just trying not to concede any more than they already have.
Looks like it's going to be Ali Ramadan.
Ramadan had the goal to open up this second half just 1 minute in. The brilliant Trivela will be interesting to see as he is a right footer, so this should swing in towards the near post.
Ezekiel Padilla there as well, and Quentin Blair. Maybe they're coming up with a little plan here. Or is Ramadan going to smash this in?
Ramadan leaves it for Padilla. Back to Ramadan. Ashigo not going for goal there. Unsurprising, being 6-0 up, trying to attempt something. It finds its way back to Ali Ramadan. Ramadan in.
From Egypt, Cairo, Egypt, Ali Ramadan.
Ball finds itself back to Ezekiel Padilla.
Menace have done well to keep the ball.
Comer. Tatafu to Owen. Owen in for Bales behind. Bales onside. Tries to send in the cross. Off of Adam Daniel. Out for another Menace corner kick. Looks like it will be Charlie Bales to play this again. We already saw earlier the little knuckleball in-swinger from Charlie Bales.
We'll see how he lines this one up.
He's got quite the right leg.
Looks like it's going to be the same movements. Menace have 3 players back. Not committing players forward. Rightly so.
Bales lofts it up. Padilla unable to get a proper foot on it. Out of bounds for a Dutch Lions goal kick.
What a ball from Charlie Bales. Padilla looking to assist Bales on his assist. Going out for a goal kick on the far side.
Yes, not quite the proper footing from Ezekiel Padilla there.
But look at the technique here. The strike, the bend. Padilla probably could have brought that down. He was looking for the spectacular worldie.
Get his hat trick.
I have a feeling he will get his hat trick.
Simpson goes long. Amidst a mess of players. Falls all the way back to Owen. Bales loses it to Daniel. Daniel streaking. Taken away by Quentin Blair.
Charlie Bales will probably play his second 45 minutes in the Sunday League, Champions League tomorrow.
Playing in the ICL, where that squad, the ICL All-Stars, came from. Back with Hoiberg. Ball played in for Ezekiel Padilla. Padilla onside. Holding it up. Padilla in for Quentin Blair. Blair leaves it off for Mashigo. Calegum, the Shigo, the shot. Very wide of the post. No threat whatsoever to the goal mouth of Caden Simpson.
Lego looking to get on the score sheet as well. On the other side of town, we do have also a divisional final with in the NPSL with Des Moines United, Demon Hawks in the final against Wisconsin at Recplex.
Lots of very good soccer in the Des Moines Metro tonight. That ball played on by Ramadan. Yeah, unable to run onto it. Dutch Lions back 5 has done a much better job of shutting down the Menace in this second half, but they have been unable to get forward as a result of it. Tatafu holding possession back to Comer. 1-2, Seth Comer bringing it forward for Blair. They're out to Ali Ramadan.
Just Menace keeping the ball. And as you can see, it's just a matter of formality here. It's got to be rather frustrating for the Dutch Lions, who've hardly touched the ball. They had the one opportunity. Great save from Hoiberg.
Tatafu the ball in to Ezekiel Padilla. Padilla has space. Padilla, some fancy footwork to get around the defender. Ezekiel Padilla. Wonderful tackle by Apostolides. He'll lose it to Seth Comer. Out, though, for a Dutch Lions goal kick. Brilliant opportunity there for Ezekiel Padilla to get his hat trick, but didn't find the space for a shot. after making that run.
He's so deceptive with his pace here. Tackle came in, great tackle there. Seth Comer coming in as the cover, winning the ball, going out for a goal kick. And Simpson steps up again.
Despite giving up 6, Cormac Apostolides has had a relatively strong game, as strong as you can have, giving up 6. He's made some crucial tackles to keep this game only at the 6-0 mark. Unfortunate, the one goal that could have been an own goal off him that is credited to Mason Tatafu, where the bounce just came off unlucky as he was flying in to block it.
Yeah, you question the defending as well in front of him. That could have helped. You know what it's like, Thomas? You can't blame the goalkeeper all the time. And
no, it's...
there's 11 players on the pitch.
I've been in plenty of these games before on both sides of the field, and in games where you're winning, it's considered a boring game, but as a goalkeeper, you will gladly take a boring game. And then as the opposing goalkeeper, when you're 6-0 down, it can be very disheartening, but it's also important to understand that you're not the only player on the field that is allowing these goals, and that there are 10 outfield players that they had to get through first. So that's just something important to focus on for both of these Dutch Lions goalkeepers that, and I'd argue to say that most of the goals tonight have not been their fault. They've just been very well taken shots by the Des Moines Menace. I think the only one that I possibly could see would be the first goal one of the goals against Mason Meents, Quentin Blair's goal, but that one was one where he was shielded and possibly didn't see it till the last second, was lucky even to get a touch on it.
And I think the own goal, which Tatafu will probably claim, but I think Meets, the goalkeeper, had it covered to his right. It deflected off the 2 defenders like a pinball machine and going into the opposite corner.
And those goals especially are important. I've experienced them plenty of times before, where you feel you've got it covered and it takes an unfortunate deflection, and you can't really blame your defender because they were trying to help you. They were trying to get in front of it first so that there was no risk of it hitting the goal mouth past you, but just unfortunate bounces lead to situations like that. Ball goes out for a Dutch Lions throw-in.
Looks like it's going to be a Menace throw in there.
Close call. There to take this throw-in. Just 15 minutes left to play in the regular season for both these teams. Ali Ramadan. Way back to Kyle Owen. Over to Charlie Bales. Braden Allen. Allen sliding it in, the 1-2 with Blair unable to be completed. Goes out for a Menace throw-in. Looks like we will have the second hydration break of the game on this blistering hot night in West Des Moines, Iowa. And as the sun sets, the heat disappears, but the humidity and the stickiness remains. And so it's still incredibly important for these players to stay hydrated, stay fresh. You don't want to see any injuries because of the heat.
Yeah, it's still extremely hot out there, even though the sun's gone down and there's no wind. Like you mentioned, the humidity is high as well. We unscrew our bottle tops here and have a swig of water as well.
It's been a relatively uneventful second half compared to the first. 1 goal versus 5, but the Menace also have not been pressing as much as the 6-0 certainly secures their spot at the top of the Heartland Conference. Peoria does lead 3-1 at the half, but with this result, that score is practically irrelevant. Peoria would have needed a loss or a draw from the Menace and a 3-goal win to take the division, which at this point is almost out of question unless somehow Chicago scores 6 in 15 minutes, which personally I've never heard of happening before, but crazy things happen in this game.
I think, honestly, I could confidently say that the Menace have won the division.
And I would agree with you.
Moving on to the playoffs in top place to play second out of, I believe, will be Bavaria United. It hasn't been confirmed yet. But like I said, I'm confident enough right now to say that the Menace have won it with the 6-0 lead with 12 minutes to go of the match. Last home game of the season and last match of the division.
The last game for sure for the Dutch Lions. Still awaiting the placement for the Menace. Likely will be going to Peoria. Take on another member of the Central Conference outside of the divisional Peoria City FC, but a possible matchup with Peoria in the second round should Peoria beat likely Thunder Bay. Ball played in to Braden Allen. Allen in an offside position.
Allen was offside. He just Katlega Mashegu did it actually giving a handball. Yes, that's correct. Looked like Allen was offside initially when the flag went up, but the referee played advantage there. It was a handball on the left back from Dutch Lions.
Played quickly. Allen flying into the box. Brilliant tackle there from Adam Daniel. Braden Allen was approaching the end line.
I think that's corner number 10 for the Menace. Third time lucky for Charlie Bales. Will someone connect one of his corners? Could this be the one as he lines it up again?
Charlie Bales take this corner kick. Mason Tatafu was flying in, falls to Quentin Blair. Blair doesn't get a correct foot on it, but gets right back up. Keep that in. Now a race out. Sent up to Eric Kidson.
Seth Comer came in too early there. He's managed to track back and take care of proceedings. He should have just held his line because cover was coming in to win the ball.
Fans, make sure you've checked your phones tonight.
Mashigo playing that in, looking for Ezekiel Padilla. Sent back by Miyakate all the way out. Abu Hamidi. Abu Hamidi the shot, and the brilliant goal from the top of the box. Adam Abu Hamidi opens his total on the year and makes it a 7-0 game here. A brilliant shot there from Abu Hamidi with just 10 minutes to play.
But look at this composure here on the edge of the penalty area. Abu Hamidi fakes twice onto his left foot, shakes off another defender, strikes it past the goalkeeper. Simpson's left-hand side, left stranded on his goal line, putting the Menace 7-0 up. Abu Hamidi, that's what he's been looking for to boost his confidence.
Well, with the 7th, I'd say most certainly out of reach for the Dutch Lions, though. It's probably been out of reach since about the 3-0 mark in this game.
But look at that skill again, just stops on the ball, sees cover coming in, creates that extra piece of space for himself there to strike with his left foot. Goalkeeper Simpson was screened by his defender and then glued to his goal line.
Ball goes out off of Bunpakti there for the goal kick. Victor Hoiberg plays quickly to Charlie Bales. Still looking to see that shot from Charlie Bales. We haven't tonight, but he's also playing in that right center back position. Hasn't gotten forward all that much.
I might get a message down to Troy McCarroll and Austin Gogner, especially for you, Thomas, to get Charlie Bales further up the field to hit a dramatic winner, and you give the best goal call of your life.
Oh, I'd love to.
I've seen a few of Charlie's expertise in the past.
Ezekiel Padilla streaking down, leaves it off for Seth Kamer. Kamer sliding, keeps it in, but right there to collect.
Still a little bit too much on the weight from Padilla.
Boyle, some fancy footwork to keep it away. Just cleared out by Simpson.
Boyle did well there, just composed on the ball to get it back into Simpson.
Feet of Ali Ramadan, whistle blown. Appears to be a foul against the Menace, unsure of who it was against. Free kick to be taken just around the halfway line for the Dutch Lions. Moving over to Charo. Into Bunpakti. Can't get quite the foot on it he wants. Here come the Menace. Quentin Blair in for Ezekiel Padilla. Padilla has space. He's on a hat trick. Ezekiel Padilla cutting. Padilla, the shot! Rings the crossbar! Ezekiel Padilla on a hat trick with a brilliant strut. Ringing the outside post, sent out for a corner kick. We'll take another look at that.
Ezekiel Padilla with lots of space with Mayataki on the recovery run. What a strike, off balance, just off the crossbar.
Ringing in the top corner. He thought he had it. I thought he had it.
He thought he had his hat trick there for a moment.
Quentin Blair coming in to take this corner kick.
Looks like Felipe Diagostini is going to come in for 6 minutes. I'd still be a little bit concerned.
Blair, the in-swinger. Falls all the way back. Charlie Bales in the corner. Bales.
What a ball with his right foot.
All the way back to Blair. Blair to Padilla. Padilla in. Abu Hamidi. Sent out of bounds by Bogdan. Out for another Menace corner kick.
Bogdan did well there as Abu Hamidi dropped his left shoulder to turn right. Bogdan just getting his toe to it. Looks like it's going to be Katlego Mashagu coming off.
He gives the captain's armband, rightfully so, to Charlie Bales. Replaced by Felipe Diagostini, who had a wonderful month of June, was included in the USL League 2 Team of the Month.
I've no doubt Diagostini will go up front. Padilla possibly in the midfield, or Charlie Bales will drop in, and we'll see what the changes are here.
Blair to take this corner kick.
Yeah, it looks like Padilla will probably drop into the midfield.
Blair, the in-swinger. Dealt with well by Simpson. Out to meet it is Wilsey. Just sent out of bounds. Will be a Menace throw-in.
Decent crowd here for the last match of the season, home match, and hopefully some more home games as the playoffs progress.
Tadfill. Back to Hoiberg. 4 minutes left of regulation here, plus added time. Menace leading 7-0. Gomer taken down there by Miyakate. Diagostini
earns a free kick.
He's playing short. And with Felipe Diagostini coming off the injury, you have to think just getting him a little bit of run, a little bit of match experience to make sure that he is ready for those playoffs.
Yeah, he hasn't had a full training session. He's done passing patterns, nothing opposed. As you can see, wants to get on the ball as much as possible. He's a very dynamic player with a lot of pace.
Yeah, to Diagostini. Diagostini cutting in. The shot wide. We've seen Felipe Diagostini score from there already this season. He has that brilliant right foot, but unable to keep it down and unable to curl it back in towards the net.
Slightly off balance when he struck it. Yeah, he wants to get on the score sheet. My concern would be just making sure that even though he's on for these last 5 to 4 minutes, that he comes out healthy and doesn't do anything too silly and over extravagant, because next week's an important week with training and playoffs and travel as well, as Peoria will be holding the playoffs.
Leon losing that out of bounds. Back to Charlie Bales. The throw-in. Owen over to Tatafu. Comer.
Nice flick there from Seth. Looking for the return pass as he flicked it round Mayataka.
Charlie Bales not trying to force anything. Mason Tatafu now with Quentin Blair. Blair the ball in. Ali Ramadan. Ramadan playing that back towards the box.
Miskicked
it out for a goal kick. Minute and a half left of regular time. Will be interesting to see how much added time there is.
3 minutes would be my guess. The water break, substitutions, no serious injuries. And I think Dave, the Menace trainer, came on once in the second half.
We'll see. Taken to the ground there by Quentin Blair. Free kick incoming for the Dutch Lions. Looking to get a consolation goal with just a minute left. Pastelides standing over it. Sending it deep in behind for Lyon.
Decent ball in from Postelides, looking for Lyon, but well defended on the far side.
Right now loses that out of bounds, out for a Dutch Lions corner, a place where they were already threatening from once tonight. And you mentioned it earlier on the 2 free set pieces they've had from the Menace's attacking half, how poor the marking has been. So with 1 minute left, it'll be interesting to see. Played in. Allen flicks it over. Back to Kidson. Kidson cuts inside. Apostolides. Dealt with well by Hoiberg.
Would have been offside as well.
Kidson was chasing that in. Hoiberg out to Bales.
And the fourth official has let us know there will be at least 2 minutes added to tonight's game.
Minimum of 2 minutes added to the end of the game.
I was off by a minute.
Mayor back to Tatafu.
Felipe.
Menace just seeing this game out.
Dropping into the midfield. Wants to get on the ball as much as possible, as you can see.
Hamidi unable to get his head to it. Falls back to Ramadan. Tatafu. In for Diagostini. Maybe Diagostini still potentially looking to get on this score sheet. Finds Padilla. Padilla for Ramadan.
Inside, looking for the return pass as well. There was Diagostini.
Ramadan back to Blair. Tatafu. 1 minute of the 2. Already gone. Tatafu. Padilla. Looking for Comer, dispossessed. Miyakate.
Poor pass from Tatafu there.
20 seconds of the 2 minimum left to play. Ball sent deep by Apostolides. Owen gets it forward to Ramadan. Now Allen. Quentin Blair. And that does it. Menace wins 7-0 on the final game of the regular season. They defeat the Chicago Dutch Lions with special appearances from Charlie Bales and Braden Allen. That brings us to the end of the regular season. We'll have highlights and more when we come back. You've been watching Menace Soccer on the Central Iowa Sports Network.
Right now at DeArmond Ford Indianola, save big on new Ford F-150s. Get 1.9% for 72 months, plus up to $10,000 off MSRP. The game-changing new Ford Bronco with up to $3,000 off, including Conquest Cash. All month long, new Ford F-150s, 1.9% for 72 months, plus up to $10,000 off sticker. The all-new DeArmond Ford Indianola, just minutes south of the Metro. DeArmondFord.com.
Ever have one of those awkward moments when a business disappointed you? You got ripped off? Didn't get what you expected? The Better Business Bureau can help you avoid these uncomfortable situations. BBB accredited businesses are honest, ethical, and reviewed annually by the BBB. Don't experience another awkward moment with a bad business. Trust the ones that operate with integrity. Look for the BBB seal. It's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Hi, Joe the Car Guy, head coach of Westside Auto Pros. When your car is on injured reserve, you want to get it back in the game as soon as possible, so bring it here to Westside Auto. I have the team of experts that can fix every automotive injury, whether it's a fractured joint, a broken part, or if your car just got its bell rung. We'll do a complete physical to make sure your car is game ready for the entire season. So bring your car to Westside Auto Pros and we'll get you back in the starting lineup in no time. Hey, you guys are dogging out there, move it, move it, move it!
Hi, I'm Chris from Fireplace Superstore. Outdoor furniture season is here and we've got you covered with the best selection in Central Iowa. We're featuring Poly Furniture by Berlin Gardens. Once you've seen the fit, finish, quality, and materials of Berlin Gardens Poly Furniture, it makes everything else look like it was built in somebody's backyard. We also have Iowa's best selection of aluminum, wicker, wrought iron, cushion, and sling. Fireplace Superstore, just west of Homemakers at 109th and Douglas.
Welcome back to Des Moines Menace Soccer on the Central Iowa Sports Network. Menace conclude their 30th regular season, the 2024 regular season, with a 7-0 win over the Chicago Dutch Lions, which will clinch the Heartland Division crown for the Menace. Musco man of the match tonight goes to number 17, Ezekiel Padilla. He had a brace, looked like he was going to get his hat trick, but he was electric throughout the night. Now we'd like to take some time to just thank everyone for watching throughout the season. This will be our last regular season match. We don't know if we will be back for the postseason, but we just want to thank everyone for watching. Want to give some special thank yous to our producer, Randy Nielsen, cameras Reese Webb, Rachel Hawley, and Aaron Brady. And then from Justin and I, we want to thank everyone for watching. Me personally, I want to thank the Menace and the Central Iowa Sports Network for the opportunity. I've been a Menace fan for all my life, so being here for this 30th season has been a dream come true. Menace will be in the playoffs next week, and if they win, they could potentially be coming back. But if they don't, we just want to thank everyone for watching 30th season coverage of the Des Moines Menace on the Central Iowa Sports Network. Justin, do you have anything to say?
Tom, it's been a pleasure working with you. It's not over yet. I'm keeping my hopes up. I'm very superstitious, and hopefully we'll be back here in 2 weeks' time for the second round of the playoffs, moving on to nationals. It's always a dream, and a dream come true for everyone. Like I said, been a fantastic season, well deserved by the Menace, and obviously with CISN, great crew, love working with these guys, and every year the production gets to the next level.
Well, that will do it for us in the regular season. From Justin Vorster and Thomas Campbell and everyone here at the Central Iowa Sports Network, thank you for watching Des Moines Menace Soccer on CISN.